Hey friends, it's been a while since I filmed one of these, so it's been like, what, 3 months? Last one was July, so August, September, October. Yeah, so this is my manga haul for September, October, and November, which, all things considered, it's only 19 volumes, and that's not even that bad. So it's not going to take like a huge amount of time, hopefully, as long as I don't get too like long-winded and lose my train of thought. So I'm going to list these off alphabetically just because I didn't keep track of what I bought when I bought it, because I just didn't plan ahead. So yeah, they're just going to be done alphabetically because that's just the simplest way for me to do it. And the first one on the alphabet is A, so the first thing I have is Another by Yukido Ayatsuji. Oh god. Another by Yukido Ayatsuji. This one, I watched the anime for it when it came out a long time ago. Many, many moons ago. But basically, it takes place in a school where there is an extra student, and that extra student is actually Ghost, and they're dead. And, well, obviously they're dead. But a curse exists where if you acknowledge that extra student, one other person from that class will die every month, I believe, until they're just all dead. It never really explained the end game of that curse very well, I don't think. Otherwise, I just don't remember it. But basically, it follows our main character who moves into this class late on into the year, and then because of that, the whole curse thing starts kicking into gear, and then classmates start dying left, right, and center, and he has to try and figure out who the extra person is and how they're going to stop this thing. And I read this during Tome Topple back in, who knows. It was really good and I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that I own it, and it's beautiful. Another thing I got this month is Black Clover, just volume 1. I got this one in a Loot Anime subscription. It was actually the one that came for September, yes? Yeah, September's Loot Anime thing. This story, I'm not super interested in it because it sounds very generically shonen. In a world full of magic, this boy doesn't have magic. Instead, he has anti-magic, where he just does he nullify or absorb? I can't remember. It doesn't specify what anti-magic technically means, but he's got anti-magic, so he's in a world of magic and he can't use it, and now he wants to become a magic king or something like that. It sounds very shonen, and I'm dissing it now because I haven't read it. It turns out, or it might turn out that I really enjoy it. I might hate it. I don't know. It just doesn't sound... It doesn't sound like something that would catch my eye and I would pick up on my own, so like maybe this is something good that Loot Anime sent me and it's just like, hey, this is a thing that you'll actually like, or maybe I won't. We'll see, because I will read this eventually. Next, I managed to pick up the entire... Oh god, I can't figure out a good angle for this. Let's just try this. I picked up the entire Black Edition collection of Death Note. I'm going to put them down because they're hard to wield. I'm just going to pick up the first one for just dramatic gesturing purposes. Death Note is great. I actually haven't read the manga myself. That's why I'm really excited that I managed to pick them all up in the Black Edition. I did watch the anime, again, ages ago. I say that a lot because I haven't really watched much anime lately. I used to be hardcore into anime ages ago, and then I kind of just sort of fell out of it, and I've also just sort of fallen out of watching TV in general. Like any TV, doesn't really matter what it is, I just don't really want to watch it. I'd rather read or play video games kind of thing. So I haven't read Death Note. I have watched it. I want to read Death Note. Now I can, and I'm very excited for that. If you don't know what Death Note is, you must live under a rock. I don't mean to sound rude, but it's weird to think that someone hasn't heard of it by now. Basically what it is young Light, yeah, I can't believe I forgot his name, but Light finds the Death Note given to him by Shinigami, and when he writes people's names in it, they die, and he can specify all sorts of different things. I'm not going to go into all the rules, because that's like a whole entire video all on its own, but basically he decides he's going to kill murderers with it, which is strange, because he does bad things to bad people, but does that make him a bad person? And that's the part about this story that I really like the most, is like all the gray morality behind the whole thing. I'm very excited to read all of this manga, and then actually, honestly, once I'm finished reading it all, I'm going to watch the American Death Note movie, because I have not seen it yet. I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I had to turn it off because it was garbage. But I'm really going to be excited to watch this, or no, to read all this, and then watch that one day on a really bad movie night, because, like, I have to see it. It's like a train wreck. I don't want to watch it, but I can't look away, except that I did. But I have to go back to it, and I'm gonna finish it. Another thing I got in the past few months, this one was also given to me. It wasn't given to me. It came as part of the Loot Anime subscription, is Kona Suba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful Earth by Natsume Akatsuki. This comes with a beautiful Loot Anime exclusive, colorful, reflective cover. That's the word, cover. I started reading it about halfway through. The story is this boy dies trying to save someone, but he didn't have to save her, so he just ends up dying. And a goddess takes pity on him and sends him to this beautiful RPG-style fantasy world where now he can level up and gain skills, and he has a party and all this other stuff. It's basically just like one of those stupid caught in a video game comedy things, except this one is actually pretty funny. I was reading it on the bus earlier, and there's a lot of like panels with panty shots in it, and I was just like, ooh, maybe I should not read this one in public, but, you know, here I am. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I probably will end up picking up more of these in the future, but as of right now, I'm really happy that I've got this one. Past a little bit, I also managed to pick up Magic Knight Rayearth by Clamp. This is the omnibus that collects the first set of stories, the first arc anyway. I've read this one all the way through. I actually just finished it a couple days ago. Magic Knight Rayearth, 3 girls go on 3 separate school trips to the same Tokyo Tower, because there's only one Tokyo Tower. But a bright flash of light appears, and they get transported to this magical world, the name of which it escapes me at the moment. And then turns out, oh, they're magic knights, so now they have swords and sorcery, and also giant mechs later on in the thing. But it's swords and sorcery done shoujo style, so like it's all about the power of feelings and faith and love and all that stuff. But not like, if you're not a fan of shoujo, I understand how that might turn you off, but it's not like cloyingly sweet when it comes to the powers of love and friendship. It's there. It exists. But there's also lots of swords and magic. Next up, I picked up Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt Volume 2. I read Volume 1 a few months ago. I just had to pick up Volume 2. This one follows 2 ace pilots who, one has a Gundam, one doesn't. And it's just going to pit the 2 of them against each other. I have forgotten what this one is about. Which, I mean, doesn't bode well for how good the story is. Like, it may not leave a good impression. But I'm still enjoying it. I enjoyed the first manga enough to pick up the second one, so like I might have to read the first one for the second one again. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Next, I picked up Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Platinum End. This is by the author of Death Note. I don't remember. I watched a few haul videos that included this in it, and everyone seems so hyped on it that I'm like, ooh. My camera just shut off on me. That was weird. It was like, nah, girl, you talk too much, and just done. But the next thing I managed to pick up this month, or not this month, but in these last few months, yeah. So another thing I picked up is Tsubasa Omnibus Volume 2. This collects volumes 4, 5, and 6 of the original manga. I thought that I'd read a lot more Tsubasa than I had as a child. Not a child. I was an adult. Back when I was younger, and it turns out I had not. So I think this actually takes me into unread Tsubasa territory, which I can't believe that I've only read like 3 volumes of Tsubasa. It shames me a lot, but now I have more of them, so I'm going to continue on with it, and I'm excited to go with it. Sakura loses all of her memories, and they're transformed into the shapes of feathers and spread out across other worlds, and Shaoran and Phi and Kuragane travel from, well, Sakura's with them too, I shouldn't say that, but Sakura's with them as well. The 4 of them travel from world to world trying to collect her feathers so they can restore Sakura's memories, because Sakura doesn't remember anything about Shaoran, and that is very sad. And my babies, I want them to be happy, even though I know how this one ends now, and they don't sort of end up happy. I also picked up Omnibus editions, or Omnibus volumes 2 and 3 of Holic. This Holic is one of my favorite manga series of all time. This follows Watanuki, who ends up in, I was about to say in the clutches, but like honestly, yeah, ends up in the clutches of the witch Yuko, who runs a shop that grants wishes, and in this shop he has to help her in order so that she will take away his ability to see spirits, because that's how things work. He sees them, he doesn't want to, and so that's the price he has to pay her in order to not see them anymore. But it mostly deals with like conscience things. It gets great. It's really awesome, and I have not read volumes 2 or 3 of the omnibus yet. I really want to get to them. I've read the entirety of Holic. It's so good, and I'm glad that I'm collecting these omnibus because now I get to read them again, because I don't actually own them anymore. And then last but certainly not least, because I just went on a rant about how much I love Holic, I got Holic Ray Volume 2. This is the continuation of what happened in Holic. Because I read Tsubasa World Chronicle, I know some spoilers as to what's happening later on in Ray, which isn't really going to take away my enjoyment of reading this, because it's the continuation and I want to read it. I want to be back in that world, and now I can be after so many years. This is normally where I try and hold up the things so I can do like a little outro and shout you blah 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 and all that other stuff. I can't hold these books, so I'm not going to do that. That is my haul. 19 volumes in total, a bunch of different series. I didn't count that, but that's fine. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, because, I mean, why not? I'm a good seller of these things. I got links to social media down below. I don't use it often, but they're there if you want them. That's not true, I use Snapchat all the time. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys with my next video, and hopefully I won't go 3 months without doing a haul, because this took a lot longer than I was anticipating, and I want to go sit down and I'm tired. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!